hello, good night. Today has started the games with results with the most expected. Colombia, Brazil, Argentina and El Salvador. Canada in a surprise match, classified. Paraguay qualified before an Ecuador that left. Mexico classified in the most couple of infamous score of playoffs. And Nicaragua, giving the bump of the date before the favorite Costa Rica. We go with everything. Match 41. Colombia versus Guatemala 84-80 in favor of Colombia, Colombia to the quarterfinals. Colombia came as a favorite to this war, however. Guatemala knew how to raise strong defenses at City Hall 12, which is the greatest strength of the Colombian team, which could only do 2 triples in that TH. Guatemala gave everything of itself, fought with great force and was very different from the team that was observed in group stage. Hand in hand of Black Rose, the Guatemalans surpassed it in plenary sessions of TH12 doing 3. However, Colombia was much higher in Town Halls 11, something that was not characteristic of them, making 5 triples against 1 Guatemalan. As far as statistics are concerned, as we can see, despite having made a triple, it was not one of the best scores of skiking in TH12. However, in Town Halls 11, Lady Juffin and Warlick made 6-pack, practically sentencing the war. Guatemala says goodbye, and among its players one of the best TH11, Black Rose. They excelled in triples with 6-pack. Colombia. TH11. Lady Juffin. Warlick Limited. TH10. Guns and Fails. TH9. Diego. Log. Camilo Calmi Falls. Guatemala. TH10. Nehru. TH9. Boodle. Old School. Jovi Mayan Soul. We show the final statistics of the team from Guatemala, and we highlight the result being the best of the team. And apart from giving hidden problems to Colombia in what stood out most, TH12. Match 42. Canada versus Peru. 86-83 in favor of Canada. Canada to the quarterfinals. Peru is partly eliminated by overconfidence. It had already been warned in the report of the 4th week when it was requested against Bolivia, but also because of the surprising efficiency of the Canadian team at the last moment. Considering further that this did not make any change of players' arrival at the stage of playoffs. The analysis that the captain of Peru had done on Canada, mostly with witches, made them base themselves against that Canadian attack style. However, they did not know each other rivals' abilities with another type of troops. Something that proved it very strongly when at the last minute 3 triples arrived from Canada, sentencing any attempt of tracing the marker. There is an important detail in this war. While the teams where players stands out, Argentine case with Tomas, case Colombia with Skykin, case Venezuela with Mr. Felipe, to quote some examples. In Peru it is not understood why the best player could not be aligned that was had at that moment. Case Zapata, who arrived with 5 triples of 8 attacks at City Hall 12. It is unlikely how the aforementioned players love the country they represent, and in the Peruvian case he has not been able to align with the team. You in soccer, if you had the selection of Argentina or Portugal, would leave in the substitute bench Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Well, something like this happened in this war. As far as the specific player is concerned, Maxime becomes the star player of Canada, putting several accounts in the table of hitters of this 6th week. Apart from him, players who did not have a statistical streak of triple on bases, they made 6-pack this war. Says a saying, never spit the sky because it can fall. Peru made fun of Ecuador when it fell by 86 stars to 76 before this same rival, who would say that for these same 86 stars Peru would be eliminated. One as a leader must watch the team even more in the day of war. Not go to play a game of soccer in the absence of 2 hours at the beginning of the same to finalize details, or make practice challenges to the high city councils to be precise in the attacks. Team players distracted in the streaming where a non-team member writes things about the partner of one of the players, and he recriminates it in full game, totally distracting the player. I finish this part indicating that in the playoff stage you cannot look at any rival over your shoulder. The team that a priori it seems simpler or more winnable can trace a marker or draw surprise players. Score was not so wide, especially in the end that Peru tried what it could to get the tie, but succumbed to the forcefulness Canadian. It can be said that he leaves with his head held high. They stood out with 6-pack for Canada. TH11. Pris. Queen Fury. Mugs. TH10. Cocky. Zero Manier. This last new captain of Canada, TH9, faced with asterisks, Acteros, Roldor Demolitions, Night Fury. They stood out with six-pack Peru, TH10. Vanessa precisely, she was the one who received expletives in the live chat at the end of his second triple, TH9. Jorge, Zelda World. From the reinforcements, TH10, Aegon Targaryen. We show the final statistics of the Peruvian team, and we are sure that with K Zapata, its best player, and TH12 things would have been different. The best TH11 player is Maycole with 3 triples of 10 possible attacks. As best player of TH10 is Fairbanks with 5 triples of 10 possible attacks, and in Town Hall 9 the team leader, Rolo with 7 full with 10 possible attacks. We wait for you back in CWC4. Match 44. Paraguay versus Ecuador. Default 1 from 85 to 75 in favor of Paraguay. Paraguay to the quarterfinals. Little to comment on this war, despite the reinforcements of the Ecuadorian team. He did not complete his roster, and even though the agreement with the Guarani captain had been positive, not accepting the victory by default that could have claimed at first. Likewise, the Ecuadorian leader gave up on war and made his players withdraw from the clan. A real pity for a great team that needs to rearm with great urgency facing CWC4. It cannot abandon the competition like that, and even less in a playoffs instances. Match 44. Brazil versus Dominican Republic. 86 to 83 in favor of Brazil. Brazil to the quarterfinals. As happened in Colombia's war against Guatemala, Brazil was coming as a big favorite. However, Dominicana knew how to play him as an equal, and even it was superior by destroying 4TH12, unlike 3 of the Brazilians. The factor determinant in this war was the TH10, where Brazil closed all 8 of 8 bases, and Dominican could only close 5, conditioning the war. Despite the result, it was the best score in favor stars for Dominicana, comparable to the result against Guatemala. They stood out in 6-pack for Dominicana. TH9. Batito. Being the best TH9 with 9 triples out of 10 possible. Rancel New. They stood out in 6-pack for Brazil. TH10. Jolnir Quindin. Jolnir is the best TH10 player so far with 6 triples and 9 possible attacks. TH9. Horsao Ronaldo Moura. Jadson Lima. In reinforcements stood out with 6-pack in Brazil. TH9. Robert. We show the final statistics for the Dominican team, highlighting TH12. Psycho Rubens and Sky Carly with 2 triples and 10 attacks. TH11. Golden Freezer and Urza Scarlet with 3 triples and 10 attacks. TH10. Dominican Bori with 4 triples and 10 attacks. Natsu with 6 triples and 10 attacks. TH9. Batito and Constantine with 9 and 7 triples and 10 possible attacks. Match 45. Argentina versus Puerto Rico. 88 to 76 in favor of Argentina. To the quarterfinals, the table held by Celeste. War that a priori looked flavored revenge for the Puerto Rican picture. However, Argentina did not keep anything and went to overwhelm the rival on duty. It was a perfect war of Tomas, current hitter of TH12 with 8 triples of 9 attacks possible, a part that he did 6-pack in this war. Impeccable Argentina in all enemy bases, leaving only 1 to close in both TH12, TH11 and TH10. On the Puerto Rico side, there were shortcomings in TH12, none of which closed. However, to emphasize that it was a team that was armed in only 3 days, and during the group phase had a change of captain. They stood out in 6-pack for Argentina. TH12. Thomas. TH11. Peter. TH10. Nidar. TH9. Nidar. Caves. Chinese. They stood out in 6-pack for Puerto Rico. TH10. Jocker Ganster. TH9. Alec. Baker. The final statistics of Puerto Rico, being a team which was rearmed in 3 days and having reached the playoffs phase. TH12. Mr. Alex 2/8's TH11. Segovia 3/8's TH10. Senior Rulis rode 5/10s. And TH9. 4-5, this being the farewell tournament of a big one. Applause for Puerto Rico. Match 46. Nicaragua versus Costa Rica. 79-77 in favor of Nicaragua, qualified to the quarterfinals. The team that had 12 consecutive victories 2 weeks ago, the team that was first in your group 2 weeks ago. The team that owns one of its clans in one of the most competitive and important leagues like the CWL. The only Latin American league to have detailed and registered stats in the War Match page. With all this, he fell to the most strategic team of America and possibly the world. Nicaragua, a team that without getting noticed a lot, with no top players in the ranking of weekly hitters, with other people's problems, where another team was looking for the captaincy of the national team and with a low profile, he does incredible feats. It is an effective team, because they have managed to move to an instance that nobody until now took into account, quarterfinals. And totally efficient, the most efficient tournament because as mentioned, with the resources and players that they have but based on their strategy they achieved results. How they did it before Colombia with the full Gladius at the last minute, when in Colombia he sang victory after that remembered full TH10 of Ricardinas his captain. In the same way and emulating that historic result, they eliminated Costa Rica. As its leader mentioned, we are the Leicester City of the American Clash Cup, definitely and no matter what happens from now on. Nicaragua is the sensation of the cup, is a team used to playing big without fear. They were most teams are afraid to face. Nicaragua says here I am present and makes them war. For them it will be their rematch of the group stage where they fell only for a start before the Argentines, and will also be the opportunity to make history. A story that they themselves forged and now believe it. How we all believe it. They stood out with six-pack for Costa Rica. TH9. Arthur. Arsanso. Don Black. They stood out with six-pack for Nicaragua. TH12. Pinel. TH10. Link. TH9. Gladius the hero of the war. Costa Rica says goodbye to the American Clash Cup with the following statistics. Best player TH12. Henry with 3 tenths. Best player TH11. Dala FC with 3 eighths. Best player TH10. Cobran with 5/6. Top TH9 players are Sanso and Don Black with 7 eighths. CUFCWC4. Match 48. El Salvador versus Bolivia. Victoria of El Salvador 85 qualified to the quarterfinals. Lovable victory of El Salvador over a brave Bolivia but meeting with impenetrable Salvadoran defenses for this war. Bolivia had a friendly with China this same day 12 hours before the start of this war, and seeing the rooster used, is the same Bolivia that played before El Salvador. El Salvador was once again that warlike team that characterized it and was able to destroy all the 10 Bolivian municipalities, this being the main thing to ensure victory. As well, no defense of TH11 Salvador A was devastated by Bolivia, also emphasizing this aspect. We are waiting for Victor and his boys back at CWC4. They stood out with six-pack for El Salvador. TH12. Jose 503. TH11. Disco. TH10. Arfwen. Of Sierra. TH9. Vladimir Valor Morgulis. Diego. They stood out with six-pack for Bolivia. TH9. Averidimi. Corazon Legend Avatar. Bolivia says goodbye to the American Clash Cup with the following featured players. TH12. Crixus. 2 triples of 8 attacks. TH11. Victorino 2 triples of 8 attacks. TH10. Christian S5 triples of 8 attacks. TH9. Legend Avatar. Match 48. Mexico versus Venezuela. Mexico qualified to the quarterfinals to overcome 82-81 to Venezuela. Undoubtedly the war of the day. Difficult to predict the result here since we had a selection with the best hitters, which is Venezuela of Mr. Felipe and Sammy, against a Mexico that is a more compact team and has the strongest defenses, unbeaten so far. The victory for Mexico is based mostly on its reinforcements, the idea that 8 plenaries came from there. Mexico is undoubtedly the team that has made the best reinforcements, being indispensable in the victory against the Venezuelans. Likewise, this transmission is a war with the most spectators in a live match at the same time, reaching 533. surpassing the 515 achieved by Zolko Trolko in the final of Ukraine against Japan. As a statistical data, the Mexican team has never lost so far since the streamer that accompanies in CWC3, Xian, has used the Mystery King mask. They stood out in 6-pack. Mexico. TH9. Richard. Gun strategist. Mexico reinforcements. TH10. Ashburn. Android Max. Important point to improve in Mexico, has only been able to close one TH12 in this war. Must urgently work to its hitters that aspect. But this countered by closing 5 city councils 11. They stood out in 6-pack for Venezuela. TH10. Felipe. TH9. Karim. Litis Picola Samyov. Venezuela says goodbye with the following statistics being the best players. TH12. Kaiser. 7 triples of 10 attacks. TH11. Felipe. 5 triples of 10 attacks. TH10. Karim. 6 triples of 10 attacks. TH9. Felipe. 7 triples of 10 attacks. An important point, Mr. Felipe says goodbye to a crack of the American Clash Cup. Without a doubt, if Venezuela had continued, I would have continued at it. We are waiting for you back at CWC4. After the 6th week and having finished the last 16, these are the hitters. TH12. With 8 triples of 9 possible attacks. Tomas 95 Argentina. With 7 triples of 10 possible attacks. Sky at Sky Colombia. Kaiser Venezuela, eliminated team, will not be able to increase. With 5 triples of 8 possible attacks. K Zapata Peru, eliminated team Magazine Canada. Congratulations. TH11. With 6 triples of 9 possible attacks. Joel near Brazil. With 5 triples of 8 attacks made. Max Canada. With 5 triples of 10 attacks made. Mr. Sarita El Salvador. Black Rose Guatemala. Felipe Venezuela. With 4 triples of 8 attacks made. Hard Salem Paraguay. Congratulations. TH10. With 7 triples of 10 possible attacks. Guns and Fails Colombia. With 6 triples of 10 possible attacks. Loop Brazil. Natsu Dominican. Crim Venezuela. Congratulations. TH9. With 9 triples of 10 attacks made. Batito Dominican. With 8 triples of 8 possible attacks. Roldorp Canada. Jason Lima Brazil. Legend Avatar Bolivia. With 7 triples of 8 possible attacks. Arsanso Costa Rica. Arturo from Costa Rica. Night Fury Canada. With 7 triples of 10 possible attacks. Constantine Dominican. Kami Falls Colombia. Congratulations. Upcoming matches for the quarterfinals. In match 49 we will have Colombia versus Canada. It is a war reserved forecast. It will be broadcast by the channel of the Mix. Definitely Canada is not the same team that went in group stage in the Clash World Cup 3, which has made them compete in high-intensity leagues like the CWL. Canada is the United States we would have liked to see. The worst thing that Colombia can do is trust and see it over your shoulder, since it's a team that gets your last minutes without giving a chance to react. In match 50 we will have Paraguay versus Brazil. Paraguay may arrive with 2 weeks of rest to this war, because Ecuador did not play in the round of 16, but the rest can be against producing lack of rhythm. Perhaps Paraguay did not have thought change defensive bases against Ecuador, and now he will have to do it before Brazil, a very solid Brazil in attack, which allowed him to continue advancing before a rival who fought a lot like the Dominican. To be broadcast on the Marciano Clasher channel Spanish and English, and the best channel Portuguese. In match 51 we will have Argentina versus Nicaragua. David versus Goliath. However, Nicaragua used to get results important against teams that a priori are favorites. It is not good to overtake a forecast given the excellent strategy put forward by the team of Nicaragua and also the high efficiency in attack of the Argentine team at this time. We'll not go to speculate but to seek victory from the start. Tomas Gold opportunity, current leader to take hold on the hitter table of TH12. To be broadcast on the Sheehan and Wire DJ channels. Finally, in match 52 we will have El Salvador versus Mexico. Duel of infarction, both teams very even. Mexico with the best reinforcements of the playoffs, and El Salvador being very effective in TH10 where he has always exceeded the 6 triples of the 8 bases, and in the last war with Bolivia made all. The plenary therein conveyed without a doubt the strength of El Salvador. To be transmitted on the Shein channel. And these are the quarterfinals. War of reserve, prognosis and infarction await for us. The teams will give the best of themselves and wish luck to all the teams. Remember that the finalists will be announced directly in the game, a unique opportunity for more than 2 million Latinos who play this can see their finalist selection. See you next week. Good luck to everyone.